Hello, guys. How's it going? White Storm here, and today you are watching the grand finals of the WoTi League Internationals first ever league tournament. With me today is Raging Raptor. Hello,
Hello,
Raging.
everyone. I'm back again, hoping to give you a great cast for those games coming up.
Fantastic. And also doing the technical bits and bobs is Alex the Toxic in the background there. How are you doing, buddy?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you doing?
Ace. Thanks very much, mate. Okay, so we've got a very good lineup for you today. We've got Odin Mortis in the final against TENTS. This ought to be a tense one. Uh, Raging Raptor, what do you make of this? Who's going to win?
It will be a tough one, I am very certain. Don't forget, TENTS is one of the strongest German clans right now on the global map, while OM, with its first team, also is very strong indeed. Obviously, as OM is my home clan, I have to go for OM and hope that they win. And I'm pretty confident from what I've seen so far that they have the challenge, they have the opportunity to exactly do that.
I think this is going to be it's going to be decided on how aggressive and how decisive each team is going to be. Do you think nerves are going to play a factor in this?
Well, knowing from my own personal experience when it comes to tournaments and being in a final or having a very important game, I can already tell you that your heartbeats, they're going to go up, your hands start to shake. Oh, this will be very interesting, and you have to keep your nerves calm and don't panic and start to whiff your shots.
Exactly, and we saw in the last match, one of the last matches that we saw three VZ55s come round a corner, trying to destroy a IS4, and virtually every single shot was bounced by the IS4. This is the kind of thing that can make or break a match. So let's hope that these guys can all keep it together, keep the nerves on, and keep everything. In fact, do you know what? Let's hear from the guys right now. Let's see if we can get some guys in for an interview. A quick how's your father? See how you doing. Who have we got in first? Killer Chris from Odo Mortis. Let's get him into the channel. Alrighty. Killer Chris from Odo Mortis, how you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Oh. I have to switch my inputs there. Hello, Killer Chris from Odo Mortis. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, I'm fine.
Excellent. So are you looking forward to the final?
Yes, we're excited to play.
Excellent. So I thought, you know what? Let's find out a little bit about you guys. For anybody that hasn't really, is relatively new to the game. Obviously, I've known of you guys for my entire playing career, effectively nearly 10 years of this game. But so let's try and get a little bit about what you guys are up to and why you're doing it. So, what's your clan's story? When did you start? Why did you choose Odin Mortis as your name?
I think Ode Mortis is one of the oldest clans in World of Tanks.
Mm-hmm.
It's from 2011 or 12,
Mm-hmm.
so it has a long history. And yeah, it's always been one of the better or top German clans.
Absolutely. And do you know what? I think you had a mod pack out at one point, and I do remember using it myself. So let's get Raging Raptor in here. Any questions for Killer Chris today? Oh, you need to unmute
Sorry,
yourself.
my mistake right there. Okay, what I wanted to ask, Killer Chris, what made you join the WoTi League? And yeah, what are the ambitions, obviously?
We as a team are always excited to play 7 versus 7. I think it's one of the best modes that's out there, but there are very few occasions currently where you can actually play the mode.
So you do think that the WoTi League is definitely bringing something unique to the competitive scene at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think World of Tanks is lacking 7v7 content.
That's definitely true, yeah. Then another question. Well, what is your team's relationship with TENTS?
I think we actually, or some of our players know each other very well, because half of our team played in the TENS team last Clan Rivals. So we kind of know each other. And yeah, we also played before in different 7v7 tournaments.
Well, that's very interesting because that, to me, suggests that both of these teams know each other very well, and that means that you potentially might be sharing tactics in terms of you might know how each other plays, you might be able to double bluff and counter, and then this could be really interesting to see how your clans have prepared for this confrontation effectively.
Yeah, we know some of their tactics. We have trained against them previously, but I also think they have changed a few players. So I'm not sure. Maybe they also changed their tactics. So we'll see.
Oh, so I wonder, is there going to be any double bluffing going ahead? Are you going to be trying to predict what they're going to be countering you with, or are you just going to play your game and ignore everybody else?
I think we're mostly playing just our game and we'll try to do it better than they are.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. Of course, you always want to strive for perfection in World of Tanks. So, altogether, then, how much preparation have you done for the final?
To be honest, not that much.
Not that much.
Yeah,
You're so confident, you don't need to prepare.
I mean, we trained before the league for another tournament.
Mhm.
So we felt like we don't need to practice anymore, or we didn't
Yeah.
have time. So
I mean, over preparation can be a thing, and people can get super hooked into doing that same action and going to that first position, and you can get caught up in that, I suppose. So I suppose dialing back on that a little bit, and I'm sure Raptor and Alex will both agree with me that maybe you can over prepare sometimes, and that can be a bad thing.
I mean,
yeah, I think you can also overthink the tactics and
Mhm.
really hard try to counter what they're doing. But in the end, they might be bluffing and not play the tactics. So might be not worth it to invest a lot of time in it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Just before the match, I'm gonna let you go back to your team now. I'm gonna get MV from TENTS to come in now and have a little chat with him, and we'll see you shortly.
Yeah, see you later. Bye.
And good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, MV, welcome to the stream. How are you doing, buddy?
Hello, yeah, I'm doing good.
Excellent. So, I just want to use this opportunity to learn a little bit about your team. Obviously, both of the teams here are German today, and you obviously know each other. We found that out before. But what is your clan story? What's your origin story?
Yeah, maybe I'm not the best person to talk about it because I joined TENTS recently for the clan rivals.
Hmm.
So I don't really know about
No,
the
no,
other backstories. Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. So how's your experience been within the WoTi clan, within the WoTi tournament? Then altogether, you obviously made it through to the final. You've had a good run, but generally, I think, have you enjoyed playing with us today?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Okay.
So, I would like to ask you then, what is your, or from your point of view, the relationship with Oda Mortis? We heard from Killer Chris that, well, you should be friends, you know each other a little bit, again, from clan rivals, but is there something going on, or is it just a friendly rivalry? You know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's gonna be great matches because we don't know really who's the stronger team. I think it's gonna depend on tactics we prepared and then also the calls we do in game.
Speaking about tactics, we also asked a Killer, how much preparation did you do for the finals?
We are actually the other guys are already on it at the moment. So like for the last half an hour, I guess.
I guess
Le-
that sounds very similar to what we heard from Oda Mortis, with them being a little bit less prepared, apparently. Then one final question from my side, though. What made you join the WoTi League? Like, is it the format, or is it something else?
Yeah, the format definitely. Also because there are no reward tanks. And it's a new league, so we thought we're just gonna try it out. And it was definitely fun until now.
That's absolutely brilliant. Well, we're super glad to have you here. We really are going to be looking forward to seeing how you tackle mines in the first instance. I'm going to let you go back to your team now and get yourselves ready for the first match. thank you very much for coming and having a little chat with us, and I look forward to chatting with you after the show.
Okay, thank you.
Best of luck.
See ya.
Okay, so Raging, we have all of the maps and everything has already been basically prepared. The teams got together before the show. How were they? How was the decisions made? What maps have been chosen?
So, at the moment, there were definitely some map bumps out there which both teams were able to choose through our website, which we decided on. And at the moment, Order Mortis did ban Cliff, and TENTS went for Sand River and Ghost Town at this point. And right now, we are going to start with Mines yet again. This time, it's also Order Mortis on the defense side for the first round before we go to a attacking side of Order Mortis. And then we go to Prokhorovka, where once again, Order Mortis is going to defend first and TENTS attack first.
Interesting. So, who would you suggest has got the advantage? I would suggest that the attacking team, beginning with, can really they can kind of come out of the blocks quickest, or do you think the defending team is going to be able to just easily soak up any pressure to begin with, give themselves time to settle, and then really challenge for this?
I'm just thinking at the moment. It's kind of tough to say because, like yesterday, we did saw a very good defense on mines from Order Mortis. It was a typical camping-ish setup. Just waited out, and they had their super conquerors with loads of DPM ready to demolish reload in that regard. And then when we go back to the attacking side, that was also pretty interesting where Reload wanted to go for an aggressive push and somehow Mortis was able to clutch the hill on both fronts. So that would be definitely interesting to see. I really do want to see what TENTS is going to do, how they're going to how should I say, react on when Order Mortis is going to be more campy-ish on the defense side, or if if TENTS is once again going for a more aggressive hill push and just do a nice little all shootout for mines.
Absolutely. I mean, okay. So whilst we're just waiting for the players to ready up, you can find out all the details about our giveaway, about our sponsors, which are the Daily Bounce and MMOGG. We've got to say thank you very much to Wargame for providing the giveaway, / giveaway down in the chat, and you can get your chance to win the giveaway, which will be decided on the website. We're not going to do it live on stream because we do not want to give away the entrances and entrance email addresses
Personal
and things
data.
like that, personal data. So for data protection, it's going to be done through a random generator, and everybody will be notified in due course. Like I say, it will be done at the end of the stream by Xander, I do believe, who is also in the backstages doing some of the technical work with us, working on the cameras today. So it's great to have him on board as well. So we are just about ready. Alex, how are the teams lining up? Are they ready to go?
I'm still waiting for them to tell me they're ready. Okay, so we
Okay.
have now OM
Perfect.
actually
Then
telling they're ready.
sorry. Yes, I just wanted to also add something to that. You might have seen that there is a new button on the stream which you should totally check out, and it's called subscribe. Yes, now you are able to support the WoTi League if you really enjoy our content, the content we can provide to you. It is a great way that we can invest back into things like giveaways, especially the prizes for the winners in the end. And well, if you're a Twitch Prime or an Amazon Prime enjoyer, you can do that for free.
That's brilliant. So we've managed to, with all of your support, get over 1,000 followers just in the 5 weeks that we've been doing this. Bearing in mind that this entire process is the culmination of our efforts over the last, I'd say, month and a half, probably. This has very much felt like it's gone at 1,000 miles an hour to get to this stage. But finally, we're at the final, and we're about to see the culmination of all that effort not just from the WoTi administration, I suppose, myself and Raptor and Zuzu from before as well, when she was on the stream, from Xander, and we've got Alex and Aubrey, and we've even got some of the other guys that have been in as well. I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned you, but Anyway, let's get straight into the game. The countdown has begun.
I am ready.
I'm very excited to see who plays here and what teams, what tanks they pick.
Well,
so starting with Oda Mortis, Raging, bring us in.
we have a 60 TP, the boss Kyler out there. We have an IS-7, 4 Super Conquerors, and once again Smee on his T100 LT. A really campish setup for the defense of Oda Mortis.
And TENTS have brought 1, 2, 3, 4 113s, a 60 TP. Alexandra's driving a CS63, and Katia driving his CS63 as well. That sounds aggressive. That sounds aggressive.
But it's also kind of standard, isn't it? It's standard. We have 2 CS63s. They are going to contest that hill immediately, so they are able to do the rotations and spot out where every single tank of Oda Mortis is going to go. And as we saw last time, 3 Super Conquerors are now lining up in the base to potentially stop a push into the 1 cap. That does mean, with only the T100 being able to look out what exactly TENTS is doing. Oh, nice. Already a first shot into the 113. But yeah, I wanted to say, the T100 is the only tank at the moment being able to spot a potential rotation from TENTS towards the 2 cap.
Absolutely, and we're seeing everybody sitting in quite defensively on the Oda Mortis team. Obviously, TENTS are moving into the central areas. We've got a 113 sitting in A4, who's just beginning to have a look down the 1-2 line, maybe to see if anybody like the light tank can be taken for free by the looks of it. Light tank for Oda Mortis sitting in the channel, exploring the 2 cap, making sure that nobody is challenging for there.
It's definitely to probably try to spot out what the light tank is doing, because don't forget, if they get spotted, they probably know where this T100 is standing. And we can already see that Smee at the moment in his T100 is pulling back as the 113 is getting closer and closer. And it looks like TENTS slowly but surely wants to get in some ground and maybe be able to pick apart the 60 TP as soon as the 113s start to put on pressure on the 1 cap. But I don't think this is going to work out. With 3 Super Conquerors, with their massive DPMs in the back, that will be a tough one.
Absolutely, and the DPM of the 60 TP, I mean, last time we saw this map, it was an IS-7. I think the IS-7's got slightly more DPM, so... But then the 60 TP's got the higher alpha, so it'd be interesting to see the difference that an IS-7 to a 60 TP can make in this game when that push comes, if it does indeed come down the 8-9 line.
The thing is, don't forget, in the previous game, which we had yesterday, Kampfogre on his IS-7, which was roughly in the same position, well, he was a little bit more to the hillside, he got burned for 1,000 hit points.
Absolutely.
That hurt. He also missed one of his crucial shots. He was already a one-shot when the push of reload came through. And now for 60p, he has more hit points and theoretically a little bit more armor where it needs to be.
Yes, and at the moment, we're 7 minutes left on the clock, pretty much, and there's been no real exchanges of fire. Both teams are sitting where they are, and it's kind of cagey, isn't it? Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to throw the first match.
I am so scary for so scared for TENTS at the moment, because again, if they're going to push down with those 3 113s they already prepared, they're just going to drive into Oda Mortis' meat grinder, where they're going to get literally met by 3,500 DPM right in their face, and now there it comes. Ooh, they have to coordinate this properly, and there already the first shots go. 113 already receiving 400 damage. Now Oda Mortis Silver Conquerors have to change their position again to get in more damage. Another shot goes out and one bounces, but another comes in, and the CS63 once again go in this little hidey hole, and we have to see if Oda Mortis is going to do some rotations, and once again the 60 TP Kampfogre is burning, and it looks like TENTS is going to do a massive overpush onto the 3 Super Conquerors with both CS63s going straight into K9 right there, but the 113 is soon going to fall. The hit points, or the amount of hit points of the Super Conquerors being absolutely massive, and there is going to be a counter push from the Super Conquerors of Oda Mortis.
And the 113 explodes. So the CS63 is obviously going into K9 to get out of the crossfire provided by that spare Super Conqueror sitting in K5. I love that move. They committed, they went in hard, they were decisive, and I don't know if anybody's actually won this yet.
It's definitely not. We shouldn't forget the 60p is trying to battling out. There's still a full HP 60p, which should be able to shoot at the Super Conquerors. And yes, there it goes.
Oh, there it goes.
818
damage.
But the repush on the CS63 is also coming by. So Relic in his Super Conqueror is pushing on the 113 right now as well. It looks pretty good at the moment for all the Mortis. There are 3,000.
So many one-shots.
Yes.
And half the TENTS team go down. Holy smokes.
God damn. Now I do understand why everybody of the competitive scene says that Mortis always camps, because it looks like they can just do it and they just know how to do it.
On that IS7 though, that TENTS have still got a little bit of a bite that he's gonna get. Oh, he's nearly killed Mark Hates Artie apparently in the backstages there, but now the T100 Light and the rest of the team start slowly rolling towards the 60 TP, get him out, and he raises his gun, and there is the sign of respect.
And it's a GG. Damn, what a game. I loved the repush of Mortis there with the Super Conquest. If they would have stayed there, it would have been immediately death for them. That's just how it is.
Absolutely.
Like, they would have get picked apart by the DPM of 2 CS63s in their backs. Crucial repush.
I felt like they had a great strategy using their pure speed, but they still drove through a crossfire, which is what really just changed it for me. Anyway, let's go to the damage, Raptor, if you want to start, please.
Yes, let's start with Mortis, and Zeppers being the gamer god he is at the moment. 12, 12, 12, doing 4,462 damage and a kill. Meanwhile, Mark on the island also did 3,276 damage in his i7. Killer Chris, 2,674 damage. So Relic, 2,213 damage in his Super Conqueror. The T100 this time around not being completely useless, doing 0 damage. No, he did 1,867. Kampf Organ is 60 TP, 1,602. And Timmy Hates Artie in the last Super Conqueror doing 1,296.
And on the TENTS team, MV0, it is 113, getting 3,250 damage. At the 60 TP there at the end, getting 2,965 and a kill. Alexandros in his CS63 getting 2,422 damage. Katia in his CS63 getting 1,854 damage and a kill. Hero getting 1,336 in his 113. Lemis Andrus in his 113 getting 447, only one shot of damage. And finally, the last 113 getting 0 damage, getting taken out of the game straight away.
I would say that was just perfect focus fire from Mortis. Even when we looked at the pen stats, there weren't really anybody completely failing. I did see on the 10th side there was a 113, which sadly didn't have that good of a pen rate. But then again, hold down Super Conqueror is a little bit tricky to hit. Yes, it is weak at certain spots for the heat of the 113, but hitting those on the move or in such a tight situation can be tricky as hell.
Absolutely. And I just think that's such a difficult map to break down. I mean, you've really got to commit. You've got to make every single shot if you're going to attack and win. And that was a real demonstration of how good these teams are. I think they're about to ready up. Alex, how are we readying up for the next go at this?
Yeah, both teams seem to already be ready.
Wow, these guys are keen.
Well, how shall we say? It's German efficiency. They just want to go. They just want to give us explosive battle after explosive battle.
Absolutely. All right, the countdown has begun. And into the next battle.
I already saw something very interesting. Do you want to break down TENTS?
Absolutely. So TENTS this time have brought 2 IS7s, 1, 2, 3 Super Conquerors, an E4, a 110 E4, and a T100 Light.
Well, meanwhile, on the Mortis attacking side, they have 3 113s, a Super Conqueror, 2 CS63s, which are presumably again for the hill, and a T100 LT as well. So what do you make out of this E4? I'm excited to see it.
Well, it's obviously for pure 750 alpha damage, isn't it? I mean, it's a... Thing is, with that kind of gun, it's a hit and hope. If it lands, fantastic. If it doesn't land, you got a little bit of a wait. You've got a
Exactly.
little bit of a wait, haven't you? So let's see how these teams are setting up to begin with. It looks like the 63s are immediately going to take the hill, backed up by the Super Conqueror and all three 113s.
That was to be expected. The CS63 are there to get the hill control. I already really like the position of Smee in his T100 LT, but it looks like he was already spotted out by blind shots, and the blind shots are flying and flying and flying, and
Absolutely, and the
he got a
CS63s
bounce! Ooh! Where
have
meanwhile,
already
Hero
taken a
already...
touch of damage.
Yes, Hero on his IS-7 already lost a little bit of hit points right there, but now it will be really hard to dig him out when he plays that properly in a hull down. Meanwhile, the CS63s, they are bleeding to a sniping T100.
Absolutely, and that's the last tank you want to be sniping with, but he's doing it and he's making good work of it.
Oh, look at that. Oh, the Mortis is trying to change the strategy. They do not want to go into an 8-9 push. They do not want to do the meat grinder. They know what happens. They executed the strategy already so many times, so they want to go apparently over the island. But
Absolutely, yeah. And we're seeing a rotation there in the D1 position. We've got two 113s making their way up, and the IS-7 looks like he is going to
that's
reposition
a
across the
dangerous
way.
cross, though.
That
Yeah,
is a
like,
dangerous cross.
imagine the 113s before the Mortis would have stand a little bit further back. They could have farmed him for free. Never mind.
Absolutely.
The Super Conqueror did. Just give... Oh, that
Oh.
is dangerous. However, if Hero gets in there without dying, he will have a really, really good hold down position where if the push over the island is coming, it will be incredibly hard to get him out, and it will be a pain in the butt. But it looks like the push is now coming. But the
And
problem
they've
is, TENTS is
committed.
already... Yes, they are committed, and TENTS is already rotating. No, never mind. The E4 is still standing. It looks
And
like
the
it doesn't
IS-7 goes down.
Whew, that was quick though, but how much hit points did just bleed right there? 113 already at 660 hit points, another one at 1600. That was very, very expensive for the team of Oda Mortis.
Absolutely, and I'm just watching the TENTS team, and they are still able to get shots in as these Oda Mortis players are trying to take out Alexandros in his T100 Light.
He is such a pain in the butt at the moment, and now we might see the repush of TENTS towards the hill to get either into a better position or completely overrun the
I
hill.
don't know about this though, because getting that K12 position means that they're going to be able to pump in shot after shot after shot into that lower hill position, which they're going to be proxy spotted.
Oh, that was so close. Alex tried to go for the killing shot on the enemy T100, but it didn't work out and he got picked apart. But again, was it worth it? Like the T100 of Odom at 7 hit points, the 113 at 222 being a one shot. And they are 2,000 hit points behind.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
And those Super Conquerors, I think that was a misplay. I really do. Getting into that corner. I know there are a lot of one-shots on the 1-2 line by Oda Mortis, but they've put themselves into a perfect crossfire.
Do they though? I don't think so. Like, yes, Lemis also just got a little bit of a shot into his side, but then again, don't think this was a big of a problem. They still have very good positions. They just need to watch out that they don't get sniped to death. But now we have a capture start by Oda Mortis on the 2 cap, meaning the IS-7 and probably the E4s need to start moving.
Absolutely. Somebody's going to need to react, but what long do you wait until you react? Do you have to go all out with only 30 seconds remaining, or are they going to make a push at a minute to go? How decisive are they going to be?
I do wonder. It looks like Katya is trying to do the hero play. They are pinging the maps, and I think they know where Smee and his T100 LT is. I'm now just waiting if Katya in his IS-7 is able to clutch the miraculous blind hit.
One thing that I am noticing is we've got a Super Conquer driven by MV0RNG driving around the back of the hill to try and get some damage.
I don't think it will. He just goes a little journey. And he might have caught the CS63 off guard. Not really. Oh, there comes the push now with the other 2 Super Conquerors over the open field, but they are now, as you mentioned, in a crossfire. They're getting shot from behind, and it even looks like they're doing advanced strategies on the hill for Oda Mortis, where they try to lift up the 113 to give him more gun depression, and now the capture stopped, but that was lots and lots of hit points being bled by TENTS. You can see they are now down 1,700 hit points, with Katya being completely out of position for the hill, while still the 2 113s on the K12 position are able to get in crossfire.
Absolutely. And meanwhile, we've got MV0 RNG making a pressure on the hill by himself. But unfortunately, he's got a CS63 driven by Killer Chris attempting to fire rounds into his rear.
There was a kill on Lemon, and I think I heard sadly the E4
Oh,
missing.
he
And
set on fire.
oh, I don't know. He tried to do the hero play, the solo play around the hill, and it simply didn't work out. And oh, the Mortis is just dismantling TENTS one after another.
Exactly. They've just picked them apart in this match. Maybe this is their stronger map. Maybe this is the map that they were always meant to play, because TENTS certainly have not shown the same quality that Oda Mortis have in this particular game.
Definitely, and now it's just the Daddy Fappy left in his E4, and I don't know. I was hyped for it. I guess it would have been great on a push over the 8-9 line, but we need to look at the damage score. I don't think he was that useful in this E4.
Absolutely. And that is him out of the
Oh,
game. Oda Mortis
ram kill.
have gone 2-0 up.
That is obviously great for the moral for Oda Mortis.
Absolutely. Wow, what a game, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. Oda Mortis really showing their class. That was fantastic.
Definitely.
Alex, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Goodness me. We haven't heard from you, and I do apologize for that, but that was incredible, wasn't it? Give me your reaction, please.
I really liked both games actually, and we could see OM changed a little bit their tactic. They didn't stay with the IS-7 on the corner there to spot the hill. They changed it up to the 60 DP.
Mhm.
We could see TENTS obviously watched the OM game last night because they
Yeah.
knew the positioning. They did the correct thing with the Siets. Obviously,
Absolutely.
OM here was the very organized focus fire and sharing HP worked very
Mhm.
well. And then
Oh,
on
and it was
this,
Oda Mortis that were saying they didn't do any preparation. Were they having us on there? I think they were.
Maybe
been
they
preparing.
sandbagged.
They've been preparing all night, haven't they?
Probably. Let's
Now
have a
on the-
look at the post-time stats, I would say, for the damage, because Oda Mortis marking his 1-on-3, being able to do 3,640 damage and 2 kills. And from those 3,600, 2,000 were sniped. So it looks like this push of the island was useful. Then Sir Relic comes in second with 2,942 damage and 2 kills on a Super Conqueror. Sepras hates RT 2,679 damage and 2 kills. Killer Chris on a CS63 2,567 damage. Then Kampf Ogre in his 1-on-3 with 2,158 damage. Smee in his T100 doing 1,829 damage as well as 1,859 spot. And in the end, Timmy with his 1-1-3 doing 965 damage and a kill.
Now then, let's have a little look at how the TENTS team did. And Alexandros, in his T100 light, coming top of the team with 2,421 damage. Daddy coming in his 110E4, getting 2,215 damage. So he actually did some work. The IS-7 below, driven by Katia, getting 1,855. MV going for his solo hero run, getting 1,645 in his Super Conqueror. Demaximus in his Super Conqueror only getting a smidgen of damage with 459. The hero of IS driven by the IS-7 driven by Hero for TENTS only getting one shot off as well, coming in with 417 damage. And unfortunately, Lemmy Sanders in his Super Conqueror doing absolutely no damage at all.
I think even Lemmy was the guy which got burned by Oda Mortis. I'm not entirely sure, but just looking at some of those pen stats or more or less accuracy stats are just painful to see. It looks like RNG really favored OM in that regard, because the E4 made 8 shots and only connected 4, where only 3 penetrated. That is yikes. And then we have Deus Maximus in his Super Conqueror doing 14 shots. 14! And
Jeez,
only 1 connected.
And
That has to be frustrating.
One thing that surprised me actually is they kind of started quite slowly, and then they started to begin to express themselves. It took them a little minute, and we didn't see any action until about 6 minutes left in the game. I mean, that is a fair chunk of just sitting around waiting for something to happen, but absolutely fantastic. Anyway, though, we're going to move on with Oda Mortis currently in this best of 7 going 2-0 up in a map that they clearly favor and clearly practiced. Alex, what's the next map? What we're going to be doing?
So next map up, we have Prokhorovka, and it's gonna be uh oh my god, TENTS attacking and OM defending.
Fantastic. So Prokhorovka, a light tank's dream. We've seen some very fun plays. We've seen T100 lights going all the way into the heart of the enemy and driving out with not a scratch. We've seen plays where people have gone all the way onto the other side of the map and half the team are on the hill, daydreaming and maybe having a picnic. What are we going to see this time, Raging?
It will be tough to say. I have to say, I think yesterday we didn't fully see what Prokhorovka could show us because, yeah, 3PX just played so aggressive when they were on the defending side doing this 1-2 push. I highly doubt that Oda Mortis is going to go for an aggressive push when they are defending. And once again, I'm very confident to see that both light tank players of both teams, they just have to show their big brains and their 200 IQ plays to try and take out the enemy light and division.
Absolutely. I mean, individual plays are really going to make this. Alex, are the teams ready for the next battle?
Yes, both teams are ready.
Excellent. Let's start that countdown. Here we go, guys. Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, wait. Oh, once again, we see a little bit of an upset here and there. Oh, I will start with the defending team in Order Mortis, and they have one IS-7, which is Mark, 2 Super Conquerors in Zephyrus and Cyrillic, a Batchat in Killer Chris, and 2 Stritzwagen 103B and another T100 LT, which is driven by Smee.
Meanwhile, on the TENTS team, we've got Hero driving his IS-7, MV0 RNG in his Super Conqueror, Daddy Fappy in his Super Conqueror, Katia in a CS63, Limasandros in his CS63, Demaximus in Leopard 1, which is an interesting choice for that sniping ability, and Alexandros in his famous T100 Light. Right, let's see how these teams line up against each other as they begin to take their first positions.
That will be so interesting to see. We already see some deviation from the tactics made by TENTS yesterday. Instead of a Leopard 1 going into the A1 corner, now it's a Stritzwagen, which is Timmy Hates Arty. Where meanwhile the other T100 is going on to the island of the 890 line to give some backup when TENTS is going to push this position, and it looks like TENTS really does want to do that. As you can see, they positioned themselves on the rail to get some sniping shots in, which apparently looks like it worked, or it might have been Hero doing the damage on Mark and his IS-7. But yeah, you can see Alex is already very far up, trying to spot out what Oda Mortis is doing, where meanwhile the Leopard 1 is also now on the hill, being able to give some sniping cover. Yes, that does look like TENTS really wants to push this 7-8-9 line or the 2 cap.
Absolutely, and it doesn't look like they're going to even consider rotating. Looks like they're going all in on the 789. All of their tanks are pretty much on there, except for one solitary, lonely IS-7. And there they go, they start making their move now.
Ooh, that will be dangerous. I don't know or don't think that TENTS knows that there is a Stritzwagen all the way back. And the thing is, if the Stritzwagen plays it correctly, he should be able to just completely obliterate the CS63s while only getting some damage from the Leopard 1. That will be very interesting to see. And he already bounced his first shot, but now he is obviously spotted and gets hammered by the T100 as well as the Leopard 1 most likely. And the T100 does have to take back into cover. Oh, that was one hell of a punch by the IS-7 from the middle.
Absolutely, straight into the side of Alexandros. Alexandros losing his
Get away.
fuel tanks, but now he's fully repaired.
Oh, that was so close. He almost got caught. And they're still trying with blind shots. And wow, there it goes.
First kill.
What a snipe. And you can already see on the 1, 2, 3 lines, the other tanks of Oda Mortis are moving around to get closer, to give more backup. And we have a T100 in Smee in the back of the TENTS team. That might be very dangerous.
Absolutely, and for a very short moment there, TENTS had the overmatch, but you could see that Oda Mortis had the position, and they've been keeping them at bay, and now have an advantage of over 2,500 hit points.
already. That is quite a bit of hit points, to be fair. I'm not sure. I think the CS push was a little bit too early. I think the Super Conquerors simply weren't ready yet to give some backup to the push, because still, at the moment, the Stritzwagen in his little sniping corner, in his camping corner, is still at 1400 hit points. Well, if you round it up by 2 hit points, but you get the gist. So, and they're stuck. Both CS63s are stuck at the moment, and they can't really try to overpush when there is still a bad shot, a Super Conqueror, and the Stritzwagen there to defend them and help them not die.
Absolutely. And you're seeing now that, unfortunately, for TENTS team, the T100 Lite is going to be able to just stroll around. He's still on full hit points, and he's going to be able to get all the information so that the surround can be completed by probably getting the Stritzvan to take out the IS-7 or something down in the K8 position. So this
that
is
will be
very
tough.
interesting.
Now I can already this IS-7 back there. He is definitely not going to die anytime soon. Right now, the problem is it's a stalemate. And that's the biggest problem right now for TENTS. They have to attack. They have to try and get a capture in. But they can't. They generally can't. They are surrounded by tanks of Oda Mortis in such good positions at the moment that it will be hard to do a push out. It will be really, really hard because, as we said, the T100 of Oda Mortis is able to simply spot every single rotation which TENTS is trying to do.
That is crucial, absolutely crucial. Okay, so we're seeing a little bit of movement now. The CS63s look like they're trying to get some position on that far hill and the ABC line, but they're awfully low on hit points. Meanwhile, the STRV 103B and the Super Conqueror are easily able to hold that position. I wonder, I can't see how anybody's going to be really... I'm just trying to work out what they're going to do. I can't see a way of breaking this until somebody makes a mistake.
I honestly think that this is over at the moment. I like the positions Oda Mortis has at the moment. They're simply better. They're so much better. They have the perfect tanks for the perfect positions to do right, to properly counter the positions what TENTS was trying to do. One CS63 is one shot. The other one is at 1,100 hit points, while still the Super Conqueror is at 1,500 and the Stritzwagen is still at 1,400. Like,
you know what, though? Hit points are still being exchanged. Not very often at the moment, but they are being exchanged.
Well, at the moment, it's just cupola sniping, but it looks like Katya is trying to do a move, but I don't think it's going to work out with the Batcha being able to go one after another, and there he picked him out. But is he stuck? He did receive quite a lot of damage right there. He was able, on the other CS63 now just getting picked off by the Stritzwagen as well.
And that's
4
it. TENTS down to 4 tanks, absolutely. Yeah. That's so many guns out of the game. They're never going to be able to attack now.
Will be never to. I guess right now the only hopes for TENTS is that Oda Mortis is doing the absolutely normal thing to do, which is being throw the Mortis and throw their lead away. But I don't think this is going to happen. And I can tell you why, because I'm not part of the team. Wait, what?
So, still, that Leopard is actually being picked off by the STRV at the bottom of the map now, in J5. So he's able to get shots on the Leopard 1, driven by DeMaximus. So,
and there he goes.
And there he goes. Bye-bye. He was evaporated. So just this IS-7 on the bottom side of the map now as the surround comes in. The Batchat's probably reloaded and is ready to start driving like a crazy against these 2 Super Conquerors in the middle of the map.
That is for sure. I'm pretty confident the T100 was able to spot the Leopard and he couldn't do anything. Even though Wargaming did change the hill on Prokhorovka, it was too little. And there another Conqueror gets picked off by a Stritzwagen.
Oh!
And its own... Oh, what are they doing over there now? That was a little bit Monkatos. I don't think we are supposed to see a little bit of a sexy butt time in our streams.
I didn't realize it was that kind of stream, but we had a bit of tank-on-tank action, and now we've got an IS-7 remaining, and that is him out of the game. Oda Mortis take the 3rd game.
And a commanding victory. Not a single tank of Oda Mortis dies. Gosh.
That pretty much puts Oda Mortis with 1 more play, and they've won the entire thing. We've really got to see if TENTS can pull something out of the bag.
That would be very cool to see a try for a reverse sweep at the moment, but the morals might be low for TENTS at the moment.
Absolutely.
As
Okay, let's
well.
go to the damage screen, shall we, and see how we're looking there.
And the Stridswagen did heavy lifting with 3,505 damage and 3 kills. And most crucially, he also bounced 2,000 damage. The enemy team simply didn't have any tank with heat. Then we go to another Super Conqueror doing 2,876 damage and 1 kill. Mark and his IS-7 doing 2,496 damage. Then we have Seppers with 2,411 damage in his Super Conqueror and a kill. The other Stridswagen doing 2,005 damage and a kill. The Badger doing 1,491 damage and a kill. And the T100 doing just below 600 and 2,824 spot.
Absolutely. And on the TENTS team, Demaximus in his Leopard 1 doing 2,484 damage. The IS-7 driven by Hero getting 1,997. Daddy Fappy in his Super Conqueror getting 1,197 damage. And MV0 RNG getting 1,133 damage in his Super Conqueror. Meanwhile, Lemisandrus in his CS63 only managed to achieve 1,093 damage. Alexandrus making that fateful play and getting his tanks blown up, getting 298 damage. Meanwhile, Katia in the CS63 getting no damage at all.
Oh, yeah. That CS63 push was just stopped at the second it started. That was like,
Absolutely.
you could see both CS63s of the 10th team being almost worthless, doing 1,093 damage. Between them,
It
it's
just didn't
nothing.
pay off. It absolutely just didn't pay off. They weren't aggressive enough. They weren't decisive enough. But if you remember, they did have the tank overmatch. It's just that those positions that they took, they couldn't get. The 10th team couldn't get at Oda Mortis easily enough.
Honestly, like if TENTS would have known how Oda Mortis is going to play this with Stridswagen, I think a K91 would have been actually better than a Leopard 1. I know it's a bold statement, but the DPM and the heat is the important thing to obliterate the Stridswagen.
Absolutely. Now let's get into the next game. Potentially the decider.
Match point. TENTS
Indeed.
has to come up, or like Oda Mortis has to show them how to break a camp. And they are starting off with 2 IS-7s, 2 Super Conquerors, a Batchat, and a spicy DPM machine.
Oh,
okay.
we've had an issue. We've had an issue. I'm just hearing through now that unfortunately for TENTS, they've dropped a player. This is unfortunate. We're going to have to cancel this match and restart.
Unfortunate, but that
That's-
just sometimes happens. So we just do a
Sometimes,
restart.
yeah.
But I
L-
guess the tanks will stay the same.
Absolutely. They are not, and let's just discuss this. We are not allowed to change they now know each other's tanks, unfortunately, except for one that's been missed off, but they are not allowed to change it. This is part of the rules. This is an eventuality that we thought might happen. So it's just one of those things, unfortunately. So I'm going to let Alex get into each of the 2 TeamSpeak rooms where these clans are. He's going to explain the situation in the backstages there, and he's going to make sure that everybody is okay, understands what's going on, and we will restart this match just shortly. So in the meantime, whilst we wait for that to happen, what do you make of those? That we'll talk about the last match. I feel like there's more to say on that last match with the STRV doing all that damage.
Most certainly, but again, in a defending position, a Stridswagen, that is what it was built for IRL, you know?
Absolutely.
Just stand in your hold down position and give a middle finger to anybody trying to get you.
Indeed. Absolutely. And you know what? It worked. I didn't expect them to take such a static kind of gun really in this. I mean, this is quite a dynamic map, isn't it? Prokhorovka is all about the light tanks. It's about exploring those bushes. It's about moving, spotting information, processing that information, and you know they did it in a very different way, maybe a completely unexpected way.
By the way, I just saw in the chat, it could be that you're still in battle. You're the only one left. Is this correct, White?
Oh, my apologies. There we go.
Hey, we are so caught up with commentating It just happens, let's be honest. However, is Alex giving us information if we're going to get a pause or what is going to happen?
I think they were just joking around right now while we were
Fair
waiting for
enough.
White.
Again, lads, those two guys, they know each other very well. They don't mind each other. They're friends. So there's obviously going to be a lot of joking about. You probably didn't see it in spectator mode, but somebody in the first game was jokingly saying from the Order Mortis team, "Hey guys, we are at A3. Oh wait, whoops." So they're just joking in between, and we are ready to go.
Okay, and these guys obviously getting themselves sorted out very, very quickly. I do apologize once more for that. Now, Raptor, talk me through Odomortis' team.
Well, they stay with the two i7s, two Super Conquerors, a bad chat, most crucially an STB1 with this absurd DPM and the T100 LT.
Meanwhile, the TENTS team are rocking an IS-7, Object 277, 3 Super Conquerors, an STRV 103B, and a T100 Lite.
I already
Wow.
see this STB1 and I'm not I think I know what it is for. It's probably just there to be able to absolutely obliterate any enemy's turret, or most crucially, the Stritzwagen. That is what was lacking in the previous game for TENTS.
Absolutely. And you know what? Being able to get more shots down range always helps in every situation, pretty much. When you're talking about a confrontation with big flipping guns.
Most certainly. And it looks like Alex right now is doing a more aggressive spot where meanwhile, oh my, Smee is completely countering him with the counter of the counter move, going all the way around the red line to get into a spotting passive position. But other than that, it looks like the setup which TENTS decided to go for, or the positions they decided to go for, are very, very standard. We once again have a Stritzwagen in the A1 position. We have another Super Conqueror backing him up, while another one is right on the rails to give some downrange fire. Another one is on the small island with Daddy Fappy in his 277, while the IS-7 is in the middle trying to trade some shots with the Super Conqueror of the Order Mortis team.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile,
And do you know what I'm finding interesting? I just want to stop you there.
no
This
worries.
is virtually a mirror image of what we saw just moments ago, but the Odomortis team are not attacking in the same way. They're taking a completely different dimension to this. Maybe they're countering the counter of their own strategy. How much is because we know that these teams know each other. How much do you think that's going to play into this?
I just feel like Prokhorovka is such a hard map to attack. Again, there's so many bushes where you can hide in. There is a small move going on the hill for the Mortis, but it wasn't really anything. The thing is, though, like when we just look back at the previous game we had, when TENTS pushes into the waters at the island, they're stuck. You know? You can't really do much. We did saw yesterday 3PX, or, excuse me, it was 3PX being able to secure the 1-2-3 line, but the losses were so incredible hard. I don't know.
Absolutely.
But, do you see this? The Stritzwagen is moving.
Is that allowed? Are they allowed to move it?
Alex, could you give us some information on this one? Are Stritzwagen allowed to move?
Is that in the rules?
Maybe we have to add it then. No, jokes aside, but it definitely looks like that TENTS feels they have it. They just feel it. That Order Mortis probably tries to go for the second cap.
Absolutely. It looks like they're trying to react before anything has happened. Maybe they're getting turned inside out here. This is a mind game. It's a massive game of chess, but with chess pieces that shoot back.
And having lots and lots of armor.
Absolutely.
It will be interesting to see, though, if Order Mortis can show TENTS how it is properly done to do the pushback down. And it looks like the Stritzwagen is like, no, it looks I didn't like the rails. I guess I'll go back into my hidey hole. He is just moving, getting in those kilometers. So we can't judge him for being like at 0 kilometers at the end of the game.
Absolutely. He's just helping the environment, I suppose. Or rather not.
Definitely not. I'm pretty confident this turbine engine is very gasoline hungry.
Absolutely. I suppose this is older technology as well. These are all historical tanks, largely. So yeah, I'm still seeing a little bit of a stalemate here. We're looking like TENTS are moving over to the 1-2-3 line. The beginning, anyway, at least to move more assets over there. Meanwhile, the Oda Mortis team have done are completely the opposite. They've switched towards the hill. They've switched towards the 789 line. Are they pushing?
It looks like maybe they have caught TENTS off guard, because right now they only have 3 tanks, and there is supposed to be an overmatch for Odomortis. Or no. It's just a positional play from Odomortis right here with the IS-7, trying to spot out what the team of TENTS is doing. Where are their tanks? Where are they standing? Where is that Stritzwagen? But most crucially right now is that Stritzwagen cannot go back to A8 or A9. He is now stuck on the left side, or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 line of the rails. He cannot get over anymore.
Okay, so the I7 has moved up into the C90 area. Looks like he's really trying to create a pressure, maybe get a look-see on top of that hill, see if he can root out one of the 277s or the Super Conquerors at the back.
That might be dangerous though for Smee. Look at how close the I7 comes. He has to watch out that he's not getting proxy spotted by chance. If this happens, he might just get obliterated. We have 500 damage almost from the 277. We have 800 from the Super Conquerors. That might be dangerously close if they high roll.
Absolutely. And Smee, do you think he could just sneak into that cap?
No.
Imagine if he could do that. I can't quite see. I need to switch to him on my camera. There we go. No, he can't get into the cap.
Oh, he just shot. He's definitely spotted now. Oh, there
dead.
it goes. And if he now burns, it will be very bad. I don't even think he can get away. Because, MV's just...
He's just thrown it. He's thrown it.
I don't understand
How
that.
vital is that?
Very
Why
vital,
did he
because
do
now you
that?
can see there is coming another push from TENTS now over the 1, 2, 3 line. They
I mean,
are
with
going
half
to...
of their team sitting in the 890 line, the TENTS team have the entire field that they could just go and farm.
Most definitely. And wait, why is the Badger not moving from Odomortis? He just lost loads of hit points, it looks like. Yeah, he simply didn't respect the potential repush of TENTS, and he might be able to get the T100.
Well,
But he loses so much hit points, and it looks like the Super Conqueror of Deus Maximus is going to be in position right at the second. Maybe has an HE loader to completely finish off Killer Chris in his Batchat. Not sure. No, it looks like the Batchat is safe for now.
Absolutely. It looks like TENTS thought about committing to that attack. But now we see an IS-7 has strolled into Cap 2.
But look at that, he's just getting picked apart by these Super Conquerors at the moment. I think that was such a misplay by the T100 of the Odomortis side. However, it looks like Daddy Fupp in his 277 is going to die, because right now the STB1 is ready to pump that DPM, but I don't think it is enough to get that DPM out, really. TENTS is up 2,200 hit points on my screen at the moment. And it will be just incredible hard to get those DPM hold-down monsters out of their little hidey holes.
Absolutely. They need to really push and push hard, be decisive and incisive if they're going to really achieve this. But I can't see how this is actually going to play out just yet. I think TENTS have gone and lost it, you know.
Wait, hold on a second, though. Odomortis just DPM'd on brute force their way into an HP lead.
Indeed.
It's only 300 hit points, but it is a lead. They were 2,000 behind.
And you know what? They're now going to start getting into a position where they've got these Super Conquerors in a crossfire.
Oh no, those Super Conquerors are going to bleed like hell. I don't even think a tourniquet is going to help there either. Oh, that STB1 is doing so much work. It is incredible.
And I think that was an inspired choice, wasn't it? We've seen a lot of Leopard 1s up to this point, but now somebody has taken the STB.
And probably pick of the game, pick of the series.
Absolutely. That possibly has just won them the battle. Like the STRV 103B did in the last battle, the STB has won this one, I think.
I completely don't know what happened here. However, we just got from the studio that the overlay said 9-0, so we apologize for that little bug right there. But yeah, it's just a matter of time. I highly doubt that Katya is able to withstand the pressure of Odomortis for the next 1 minute and 25 seconds.
Well, unless he can pull out 5,700 damage, which he cannot, as we all know.
Yeah. And they start blasting him into pieces, and there is nothing he can do. And that's it.
The
4-0?
STB securing 3 kills. Play of the game, I think. Pick of the game.
Pick of the game, definitely. I really look forward to see the damage numbers.
Absolutely. I mean, that was decisive, wasn't it?
That was literally like, listen here, little shit. We are just better than you. It completely went over TENTS.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe not the way I would have described it, but but you know what? That's fine. It's okay. We're all a bit impassioned. That is effectively 4-0, isn't it? To Oda Mortis.
It's over. Yeah, it's over.
over.
Oda Mortis won.
I mean, the Oda Mortis have just been crowned effectively champions of the first ever WoTi League Cup trophy. I don't know what you want to call it. Competition. Well done to them. Right, Raptor, read us down through the scores.
Actually, it wasn't the STB1 doing the heavy lifting. It was the Batchat with 3,467 damage. The next up, we have Cyrillic in his Super Conqueror doing 3,096 in the kill. Yet, the STB1 still did some heavy lifting there as well with 2,889 damage and 3 kills, most importantly, and still saving lots of hit points. Then we have Mark and his ISM doing 2,630 a kill. Another ISM with Kampf Oga doing 2,336 damage. And a Super Conqueror did 1,788 damage and 2 kills, while in the end the T100 doing 264 damage and just 426 spot.
Absolutely, and unfortunately for the TENTS team, MV0 RNG coming first on his team in his Super Conqueror, getting 3,598 damage and securing a kill. Katia in the STRV 103B getting 2,265 damage. Last player alive on their team, I believe. Daddy Fappy in his Object 277 with 1,810 damage. Lemisandrus in the Super Conqueror getting 1,208. Demaximus in his Super Conqueror getting 834 damage. Alexandrus getting 557 damage in the T100 Light. And finally, Hero 867 getting 518 damage in his IS7.
Whew.
Well, that's absolutely phenomenal. I think I kind of just run out of things to say on this. That was just brilliant. I'm glad that it's kind of played out like that. It felt resounding. I can't believe it was as resounding as that. I expected it to be a bit closer, to be honest. We're going to talk to the we're going to talk to the team leaders in just a moment once they get into the channel. So we're just going to wait for them to pop in. Alex, you've been in the backstages there. Give me your reaction, buddy.
I mean, we obviously weren't expecting OM to 4-0 TENTS, right? I mean, they're both very strong teams. I think the favor was towards TENTS, actually. I think they would have more experience towards this type of tournaments. So I was actually really surprised by OM's performance here, especially on Mines. I mean, we already saw the quality of their gameplay on Mines, and now on Proco, I mean, they really surprised TENTS tactic-wise and skill-wise.
Absolutely, and wow, I mean, we didn't get to see the final map, really, did we? We were talking about Himmelsdorf being one of the selections.
Yeah, Himmelsdorf was the final map. Even the tiebreaker, both teams agreed on that. So,
wow. I mean, it's just testament to the tactical prowess of Oda Mortis, I suppose. Hey,
Definitely, yeah. Wow. I am completely surprised. I'm very surprised that they were this dominant in the victory and in the strategy even. But I've just heard from the studio that we are going to talk to Killer Chris again to do a post-game interview and listen from him how he was able with his team to secure this dominating victory.
Hello there, Chris. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, I'm fine.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was a well-executed strategy there. Wow, you knocked it out of the park with your team. I think you were having us on. You said before the match that you didn't really prepare. I feel like you've been preparing all of your life for this.
Yeah, it went really well. Better than expected.
Absolutely. I'm highly surprised. And do you know what? What a spectacle, though. Absolutely well done. So I'm kind of like a little bit lost for words. Raptor, come and help me out, buddy.
I can definitely. Like from my side also as well, very well played. I didn't know that Odomortis can be that good, especially when I know my personal plays. So do you want to talk us through the last game you did? Because yeah, in the previous game on Prokhorovka where you defended against TENTS, they simply weren't able to break your astonishingly good like camp with the two Stridsbugs and stuff. What did you do different to show them that you can break a heavy camp?
I think one of the key points probably was that we pushed our IS-7 in the water and over the hill, and the IS-7 can play a little spot where he's hull down and he can suppress the 277. And afterwards we pushed our other two IS-7 down the rails, so we had pressure from behind. Then they can't really hold that position.
That
And
sounds kind of lewd.
yeah, I think they didn't do that in their match where we defended similarly, and yeah, that broke them. And also their T100 died in the forest. They tried to
Yeah.
repush, so after that they couldn't spot anything and they were stuck with heavies.
However, talking about T100s, I think Smee didn't really had a good game in the last game. What happened? He got caught out or?
Yeah, he was saying, yeah, I can farm him unspotted, I'm fine here. And yeah, then he started screaming because he got spotted and shot from behind. I think the IS-7 from the middle probably had a pixel at him where he wasn't fully in the bush or something. So yeah, that wasn't quite planned, but
Yeah, it definitely was like, oh, he is spotted. Oh no.
Well, I'm just very grateful for you guys to come and have a little chat with us and tell us all about how fantastic you did. I mean, you both know each other. These clans are quite close, I suppose, because a lot of you do switch. How much did you know about your opponent's tactics? Were you designing tactics because you have a little bit of knowledge about how TENTS play?
slightly. But
Slightly, yeah.
mostly we played our defaults, but
Mhm.
because they played Prokhorovka yesterday, we decided to not play our aggressive defense where we
Mhm.
push into them because their setup basically counters it.
Ah, so you were watching the streams, getting all the notes together, planning, doing advanced physics, and you come up with a strategy to wipe them out of the game. Well done.
Thanks.
I have
Alrighty.
one more question though before we move on. What was the decision behind getting the STB1 and not a Leopard 1? Leopard 1 obviously being better for sniping, having better accuracy and a higher alpha.
I mean, if he's just sniping, the Leo would be better, yeah. But what a lot of teams do is or not a lot of, but some teams, they kind of repush the hill at the start and they take that side. And in that case, the STB can play the default bush and use its gun depression. And also, like we did, if you finally advance to the IS-7 position and where the 277 defended, then the STB can use its gun depression there. So in
And
that
just
case, it's
hammer in
better.
that DPM here.
Okay, so let's get in. Unfortunately, the defeated team's captain, is he available there? Oh, they're not coming in. They don't want to talk. Okay, that's a shame. Not to worry. Well, Oda Mortis for the win. Well played. It's a shame. It's a shame that TENTS don't want to talk. You know what? I don't blame them. Maybe things just didn't go right for them. Maybe they had a little bit of a communication breakdown. Maybe just the occasion got on top of them and they had a bit of nerves. At the
RNG
end of the
wasn't in
day,
favor. Again, we saw it in the second Prokhorovka game, the E4 not hitting his shot, the Sopoconquer doing 14-1-1, not hitting his shots. Yeah. Most certainly, yeah. Definitely GG from both teams yet again. Was great to see those games and being able to see those tactics just being changed around a little bit and yeah, reacting to what the other team is doing.
okay, right.
Is there anything else you want to say, Killer Chris? Do you want to show that you have a big balls, or do you just want to say something for the other teams, or yeah?
Yeah, I just want to say GG to all the teams that participated. I think there were a lot of great matches. And yeah, also thanks to the organization, because I know that's a lot of work and most of it worked quite well. It was a nice experience.
Thank you so much. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Right, we're gonna start going down all of the list of stuff and things that we need to talk about. So let me just bring up my little information cheat sheet here. Right, so we want to say thank you very much to all of the participants within this. Well done, Odomotors, for winning it. TENTS, absolutely brilliant. 3PX, a whole range of teams that have played and given us fantastic content. Thank you so much. We have got well over 1,000 followers on this channel now in such a short period of time. And we really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. Like I said earlier on, Raptor said it. He said we now have the subscribe button. If you are an Amazon Prime user, please do drop a sub. Thank you so much for helping us keep this league going. We plan on making lots of improvements. We're going to work with the teams. We're going to work with the players because this is a community for the players, by the players. We can find all of the information about this league on wotileague.com, and the giveaway is going to be announced after the stream. It's going to go through a random number generator. There are how many people in there at the moment? Well over 700 people are in this giveaway at this moment, which is ridiculous. We did not expect to get anything like that. So thank you so much for your support. We're going to mention our partners. So the Daily Bounce, thank you so much for supporting us and for promoting us just a little bit. And MMO Double G, you've done the same as well. Thank you so much for supporting us as well and promoting us. Let's have a look now. So
We should also not forget Wargaming for thanking them for their giveaways as well. Very great for those guys to support this community project. And
absolutely. Absolutely. Alex, anything for us, buddy?
Which part?
Oh, okay. So Xander is just letting me know that winners are going to be displayed on the stream in just a few moments. So that's fantastic. So I thought it would be after, but no, he's doing it now, which is fantastic. Absolutely. Xander, do you want to join us on, and because you've been a major part of this, so let's hear your voice in the stream, buddy.
Definitely. Hey there, stream. Thank you very much for watching today. I'm gonna be announcing what did you guys win on the prizes. I'm just checking the information really quickly. But as you can see, Philip M has won the Carnivaran Action X with the ticket raffle 3189. We got 30 days premium to Ninja Karate 2013. We got 7 days premium for Georgie V. We got 3 days premium to Julius C. We got 3 days premium as well to Hiro Serambi. 3 days premium as well for Naked Celt, if I'm right. And we have 3 days premium as well to Iron Use. I think I said it right. Actually, 1 day premium. I'm sorry, I'm confusing this one. And 1 day premium as well. Don't forget with 2 credit boosters of 100% for 1 hour to J Y and Ricardo L. I believe I actually know him. Getting 1 day premium and a few boosters as well. Just a quick note, if this is the Ricardo I'm thinking about, RL Devil, he was the guy organizing the Portuguese League back in a few years. Great project and such an inspiration for this league as well. So with this, winners are announced. You can check on the website on wotileague.com/giveaway and you're going to be able to see if you won. Expect an email in the next 48 hours and you will have 7 days to reply to that email. That's all for me.
Thank you so much,
Fantastic.
Xander.
absolutely fantastic.
Well, let's just have a little rundown of some of the games now that we've had and we've seen in the league. So I would love to have in future leagues play of the season or something like that, a replay camera or something where we could show different bits and bobs. Obviously, we're very, very new at doing this, and this is our first ever iteration of this tournament. Raptor, give me some ideas. What kind of things do you think we would need to put into this in the future?
Well, look, I am a big fan of esports in general. League of Legends and ESL for CSGO are great things. There are some things, though, which are not that great there, and I hope we are not going to repeat those. But I definitely think we should get probably a player of the day or something like the player of the season, maybe even to just come moderate or give them the recognition they deserve for playing absolutely out of their mind. And replays, that will be tough to do. I'm pretty confident Wargaming sometimes has its fair share of problems there as well, or having a lot of work to do to get those set up for clan rivals and stuff. But if we are able to squeeze that out for the WoTi League, that would be absolutely amazing.
Absolutely, but we're not here to copy Wargaming. We're here to be our own team and do things in our own way as much as possible, with taking great inspiration from, for instance, Wargaming. Of course, we're going to take inspiration from. We're playing their blooming game, but we're going to try and do it our way, and that's where we had
The
that
WoTi League way.
the WoTi League way, and we had that inspiration to say no EBRs, no collectors tanks, no reward tanks, only tech tree tanks.
Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic with that.
Okay, so let's go to the website. You can see here on wotileague.com. This is where you can get all of your information. You can get the rule book, you can get the guide, you can get the fixtures, you can get how you can see how your team progresses through the tournament. And we're going to redo this better and better and better every single time we do a tournament. Okay, I can't actually see what's going on the stream at the moment. So I'm going to have to bring up the website myself so that I can do that. So let's have a quick.
Guys, I'm
Right, you
really
speak,
sorry
please.
for this technical difficulty. Whitestrom and Raging weren't expecting I was going to show this on stream, so my bad on the communication. But we're gonna do a recap on the group stages and then on the Robin stages. I believe that's what it's called. So we're gonna do a quick review, and Whitestrom is gonna be the one doing it with Raging Raptor. I'm out.
Absolutely. So I've just brought it up. I can see now the WoTi League brackets, and I can see how everybody progressed through from the finals.